This is Dan Dix here, reporting for Press for Truth, and as we've covered here before on PFT, in this video, We Are ISIS, Here's the Proof. We showed how the United States knew that they were creating the conditions for the formation of this radical Islamic group, and they helped finance and arm these hooligans. ISIS are puppets being played by the interplay of Saudi and U.S. interests. And now that the Obama administration is finally admitting that a lot of money, the seed money, if you will, for what became Al-Qaeda came out of Saudi Arabia, well, the grand chessboard that was supposed to usher in this New World Order may now be disintegrating right in front of our very eyes. First, it was Al-Qaeda, armed and funded to bring down the Soviets, and now it's ISIS as this major propaganda tool, but also, as the Saudis claim, an act of revenge for Obama's disastrous foreign policy. The Arab Springs was engineered by the U.S., and when Maverick was toppled in 2011, the Saudis accused Obama of betraying a U.S. ally. And never friendly with Iran, the Saudis witnessed as U.S. foreign policy led to Iranian advances in Iraq and Syria and Lebanon and Yemen. So the Saudis helped create ISIS. After Mosul fell to ISIS in 2014, the late Prince Saud al-Faisal, the Saudi foreign minister, told John Kerry, the U.S. Secretary of State, that Daesh, or ISIS, is our Sunni response to your support for the Dawa, that is the Tehran-aligned Shia Islamist ruling party in Iraq. But of course, it's not just the Saudis who were, completely responsible for ISIS. Here, courtesy of a leaked CIA document, we see the West working with the Gulf state and Turkey intentionally sponsored Islamic State groups to destabilize Syria's Assad, despite knowing that in doing so, the result would be the emergence of the Islamic State. The Pentagon knew that they were going to be creating ISIS as a consequence of their strategy, but they just went ahead and did it anyways. Because isolating the Syrian regime was issue number one. So the Saudis may have created ISIS in response to U.S. foreign policy, but the U.S. was in on this as well, and they were actively funding and arming the organization through the CIA. And in addition to this revelation, there are these 28 pages of the investigation report that are hidden, where information regarding who funded the 9/11 attacks is going to point to Saudi involvement, along with the CIA, as we know. Now, what was once considered conspiracy theory is now conspiracy fact. But the question is, how long are the American people going to stand for this and just continue to elect these so-called leaders? One of these leaders, by the way, who is running for president and was in charge of U.S. foreign policy during this entire period, none other than Hillary Clinton herself. But as the truth comes to light, guys, it's going to be harder and harder for these powers that be, or that ought not to be, to continue to hide their actions. There is a new world order emerging, but it's not going to look like what these puppet string pullers once had in mind. So we're going to continue to shine a light and expose the deeds that are done in the dark. And if you guys want to help us do that, you can do it in style by rocking one of these Investigate Bilderberg t-shirts. It was designed by myself and Luke Rudowski, and your contribution is going to help us expose the elite once again this year at the annual Bilderberg Conference. So thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. We've got more videos coming soon to pressfortruth.ca. We managed to get some of the coverage that nobody else did. I mean, we managed to infiltrate the Bilderberg Hotel before the Bilderberg members were in there. We managed to see the inside of that room. We managed to get some solid confrontations, like with James Wolfenson, former head of the World Bank, and others, the Kravitz family and others. So, I think that was really the icing on the cake.